What if your entire life could change just by changing your morning? That may sound too simple. But the truth is, your morning holds power. Quiet, steady, life-changing power. And once you learn how to use it, everything else, your focus, your energy, your success, starts falling into place. That's the lesson young David had to learn. Not through luck, not through money, but through a choice he made before the sun came up. Sparkles Part 1. The morning that changed everything. David Miller was like most people. He had big dreams. He wanted to start his own business one day, maybe open a small design studio. But life had other plans. At least, that's what he used to say. He worked late nights at a local gas station and spent his days sleeping in, eating fast food, and scrolling his phone. Each day felt like a copy of the last. I'll get my life together when I have more time, he always told himself. But the truth was, he had time. He just didn't own his mornings. One rainy Thursday morning, David overslept again. He was late for his shift. In the rush, he spilled coffee on his only clean shirt, skipped breakfast, and ran out the door with a sour mood and a pounding headache. By the time he reached work, he felt drained. That night, as he sat behind the counter scrolling mindlessly, a YouTube video popped up. Win the morning, win the day, Napoleon Hill. He almost skipped it. But something in the title made him pause. The video opened with an old black and white photo of Napoleon Hill and a quote. If you do not conquer self, you will be conquered by self. David watched the full 5 minutes. Then again. It wasn't about waking up at 4 a.m. or running 5 miles before sunrise. It was about one thing: starting your day with purpose. Thought balloon. The shift begins that night. David made a decision. Not a big one. Just a small promise. Tomorrow, I will wake up 15 minutes earlier and just sit in silence. That's it. No workout. No journaling. Just silence. The next morning, his alarm went off at 6:45 instead of 7:00. His body said, "Stay in bed." But something in him whispered, "Get up. It's time to take control." He sat at the edge of his bed, feet on the floor, hands on his knees. No phone. No music. Just breathing. At first, it felt strange. His mind jumped from one thought to another. But then, something shifted. He noticed the birds outside. The way the morning light touched the window. He felt calm. More awake. More grounded. That was the first morning he won. Repeat button. The power of repeating. The next day, David added something new. After sitting in silence, he wrote one sentence in a notebook. I want to become a man who creates, not just survives. He didn't know exactly what that meant yet. But writing it felt real. Like planting a seed, days turned into weeks. David's morning practice grew. Not by force, but by habit. He started waking up 30 minutes early. He stretched for 5 minutes. He drank a glass of water. He wrote down one thing he was grateful for. And most of all, he stayed quiet for a few minutes before the world woke up. He wasn't trying to be perfect. Just consistent. Some mornings were hard. He was tired. Or his mind felt cloudy. But even then, he showed up. Because those first few minutes were becoming sacred. Seedling. Real change feels small. Until it's not. After a month, things started shifting. David noticed he was less reactive at work. He didn't snap when a customer got angry. He remembered their names. He smiled more. He started eating better, not because of a diet, but because his mornings reminded him he mattered. He even opened his sketchbook again, something he hadn't touched in 2 years. His coworker, Maria, asked him one day, "You okay, David? You seem different." He smiled. Just trying something new. What David didn't realize yet was this. He wasn't just changing his mornings. He was changing his life. One quiet decision at a time. Mantelpiece clock. Why the morning matters. Napoleon Hill style. Napoleon Hill once wrote, "Your big opportunity may be right where you are now." And he was right. The morning is your opportunity. Before the noise, before the world, before the stress. Most people wake up and instantly react. Alarm. notifications, emails, rush. But a few, those who grow, those who lead, those who build powerful lives, start differently. They sit with silence. They choose calm over chaos. They remember who they are and where they're going, before the world tells them otherwise. David was becoming one of those few. Writing had a simple morning formula. Just like David, want to start winning your morning too? You don't need to wake up at 4 a.m. or run 10 miles. Start here. 1. Wake up 15 minutes earlier. Just 15.2. Sit in silence for 2 to 5 minutes. No phone. No noise. Just you. Point 3. Write one sentence. Something you're grateful for. Something you're working toward. Point 4. Stretch or move. A few gentle movements to wake up your body. Point 5. Drink water. Rehydrate and reset. Do this for 1 week. Then see how your day begins to shift. Remember, real change doesn't start with noise. It starts with silence. Compass. What's next for David? David didn't become a millionaire overnight. He didn't quit his job or launch a business in a week. But something more important happened. He began to believe in his own power. In part 2, we'll follow David as he uses his new morning mindset to set a vision for his life, and finally take the first steps toward building the dream he almost gave up on. Because success doesn't start with luck. It starts when you stop waiting and start choosing. Sunrise. Win the morning. Win your life. White heavy check mark. End of part 1. Would you like me to continue with part 2? Connect with your vision. Part 2. Speak power. Shape your day. Approximate 1,000 words. Story format. Simple language. American audience. Glowing star hook. The words you speak when no one else is listening. The thoughts you carry before the world wakes up. These are not small things. They are the beginning of your belief, your energy, and your success. And they all begin in the morning. That's what David Miller was about to learn. When silence turned into strength, and words turned into power. Speech Alone. Part 2. Speak power. Shape your day. 2. Months had passed since David started his new morning routine. He had gotten used to waking early. Each day began with a few minutes of silence, a glass of water, and a quick stretch. But something still felt off. Point 1. Thursday morning, David sat on the edge of his bed. He had done everything right. Woke up early, sat quietly, stretched his arms. But inside, he felt heavy. Why do I still feel stuck? He thought. That's when he remembered something he read in Napoleon Hill's book. You become what you think about. But what had David been thinking about? As he reflected, he realized, even though his mornings were quiet, his thoughts were not kind. His inner voice often said, "This won't last. You'll mess up soon." Or, "You're not like those successful people. You're just pretending." That voice was shaping his days. And no wonder he still felt unsure. The mirror moment. The next morning, David stood in front of the mirror. He looked tired, a little unsure. But he stayed there. He took a deep breath, stared into his own eyes, and softly whispered, "I am learning. I am growing. I am not perfect, but I'm not quitting." It felt strange, but also real. He continued, "This day is mine. I choose to walk with peace, not panic." His words weren't magic, but they made him stand a little taller. And all day, when things got hard, those words came back to him. When his boss yelled about a late delivery, David didn't snap. When he forgot to pack lunch, he didn't spiral into frustration. He simply reminded himself, "I'm learning. I can handle this." That day felt different, not because it was easier, but because he felt stronger. Brain speak life, shape belief. The next morning, David added something new to his routine. He wrote one powerful sentence in his notebook. "I will speak life into myself every day." He realized that most people never notice the voice in their head. They wake up and let it say anything. "I'm tired. I can't do this. Nothing ever works out." Those thoughts feel small, but they grow deep roots. They turn into beliefs. And beliefs become actions. But what if you spoke differently? What if, every morning, you told yourself something strong, something kind? you'd begin building a life rooted in belief, not in fear. Woman standing, two women, two stories. David remembered a story he once heard from a mentor. One woman wakes up early, stands in front of her mirror, and says, "I will be patient today. I will do my best. I will not give up." Another woman wakes up late, stares into the mirror, and thinks, "I can't do this. I'm already behind. I'm not enough." The first woman may not have everything figured out, but her words build a bridge between her and the life she wants. The second, her own voice becomes her biggest barrier. The difference isn't money, or age, or status. It's the words they choose. Speaking head, your voice is the loudest. David began practicing his mirror moment every morning. He didn't shout. He didn't try to be someone else. He just looked into his eyes and said something simple and true. Some mornings he said, "I am focused. I am improving. I don't need to be perfect, just present." Other days, when he felt low, he said, "Even now, I have strength. Today is hard, but I'm harder to break." These weren't empty affirmations. They were small seeds, planted with care. And every time he repeated them, his confidence grew. Direct hit, setting priorities, from noise to focus. After speaking power into himself, David turned to his next habit, reviewing his priorities. No long to-do lists. Just one question. What 3 things matter most today? He began writing them down. Call mom. Finish the poster design for Mr. Ritchie. Drink more water today. That was it. 3 things. They weren't always big goals, but they were his goals. And when distractions came, texts, requests, temptations, he looked at that list. It reminded him, "This is what I chose." That choice made all the difference. Open book, feed your mind, fuel your life. David had one more habit now. Before the noise of the world could fill his mind, he fed it something good. Sometimes it was a quote from Napoleon Hill. Sometimes a page from a motivational book. Other times, it was just writing one line. "I'm grateful I get another shot today." These simple moments helped his mind stay clear. He noticed he was less reactive, more thoughtful, and more present with people. He wasn't chasing motivation anymore. He was building it, one morning at a time. Fire, set your energy before the world sets it for you. One morning, David sat quietly and asked himself, "What energy do I want to carry today?" He answered, "Peace." Not excitement, not perfection, just peace. So when things went wrong that day, and of course, they did, he reminded himself, "I chose peace this morning. I will not be shaken." That became his morning mantra. I choose how I begin. I choose what I believe. I choose how I show up. The world didn't get to decide. He did. Sunrise over mountains. The morning belongs to you. Your morning is not just a routine. It's a foundation. A chance to rise with calm, speak with strength, and live with purpose. Even if you feel stuck, tired, unsure, you can start with just one sentence. Tomorrow morning, look in the mirror and speak life into yourself. Whisper it if you have to. Write it down if it helps. Say, "I am growing. I am here. I am becoming the person I was meant to be." And then watch how your day begins to shift. White heavy check mark. End of part 2. Would you like me to continue with part 3? Connect with your vision. Next. Part 3. Lead your morning. Lead your life. It might be calm. It might be courage. It might be patience. Whatever it is, you get to choose your energy each morning. And that simple choice can change your entire day. Imagine a woman waking up. She sits up in bed, places her feet gently on the floor, and softly whispers, "Today I choose peace." She breathes in deeply, filling her lungs and her heart with that feeling. Then she pictures the kind of person she wants to be, calm with her words, steady with her work, kind to everyone she meets. Later, when a problem shows up, because problems always do, she remembers that choice. Instead of reacting with anger or panic, she returns to peace. That one quiet decision made her strong before the day even began. Now imagine someone else. They wake up already stressed. No pause, no breath, no plan. just the noise of the alarm and the rush of the day. Life pulls them from one emotion to the next. If someone speaks harshly, they snap back. If something goes wrong, they fall apart. By nightfall, they feel exhausted and confused. The difference between these two people isn't their job, or their family, or their schedule. It's their intention. One chose their energy. The other let the day decide it for them. Setting your energy in the morning is like putting on armor, not to fight the world, but to stay centered in it. The winds may blow. The world may be cold. But you stay protected, and that changes everything. You can choose your energy in many ways. Speak kind words to yourself. Close your eyes and breathe in a feeling you want to carry. Remember a moment when you felt strong, and bring it into today. Begin from the inside, not the outside. That's where real strength lives. Create before you consume. Each morning is a blank page. Before the world fills it with noise, take a moment to write your own first line. Instead of jumping into social media, emails, or the news, create something. Write a few words in a journal. Draw a picture. Think about a goal. Make a list of what you want to improve. Even if it's just for 5 minutes, start the day with your voice. Why? Because when you create before you consume, you remind yourself that you are not just here to react, you are here to build. Picture a young man who wakes up early and writes one sentence about his dream of becoming a teacher. One thought. One idea. One piece of gratitude. Every morning. Over time, his notebook becomes a map of his growth. He starts each day from a place of power. Now picture someone else who wakes up and scrolls through 100 other people's lives before even brushing their teeth. Their mind feels full, but not focused. They haven't created, they've only consumed. And the day feels heavy, scattered. Your soul deserves to speak first. Create before you consume. It's not about being an artist. It's about remembering that your life is your design. Move your body daily. The best way to wake up your mind is to move your body. You don't need to run a marathon. You don't need a gym. You just need a few minutes. Stretch. Walk. Breathe deeply. Roll your shoulders. Reach up to the sky. Tell your body, I'm awake. I'm ready. Think of someone who steps outside each morning, just for a walk around the yard. Or someone who stands tall, takes a few strong breaths, and stretches their back. This daily habit doesn't just move the body, it moves their life forward. Now imagine someone who stays still. Their muscles stay tight. Their energy stays low. They feel tired, but they don't know why. The body needs movement. When you move, your blood flows, your mind clears, your heart opens. And that small act gives you strength all day long. Some days it might be a walk. Other days a stretch. Some mornings just deep breathing is enough. But always, move. Movement lights the fire inside you. Keep that fire burning. Eat with intention. How you fuel your body in the morning sets the tone for the entire day. After sleep, your body is waking up. It doesn't need junk. It doesn't need sugar. It needs kindness. Start with water. Your body is thirsty after the night. A single glass of water can help you feel awake and alert. Then, feed yourself with care, maybe fruits, oats, nuts, eggs. Simple, natural foods that give steady energy, not fast highs and crashes. It's not about a perfect breakfast. It's about a thoughtful one. Now imagine someone who skips breakfast or grabs something quick and sugary. They feel slow by mid-morning, unfocused by noon. Not because they're lazy, but because their body never got what it needed to succeed. You deserve better. Your dreams deserve better. So each morning, drink water. Eat with purpose. Fuel your mission. The morning is yours. You don't have to control the whole day. You only need to start it right. Choose your energy. Create before you consume. Move your body. Eat with intention. These small acts, done daily, become your secret power. They ground you. They guide you. They shape who you become. So tomorrow morning, take 5 minutes for yourself. Not for the world. Not for the noise. Not for the rush. Just you. Your breath. Your body. Your thoughts. Lead your morning, and you will lead your life. Let me know when you're ready for part 4. Part 4. The power of a clear goal. There was once a man who lived in a small town, surrounded by quiet hills and open skies. Every morning, he walked the same dirt path, thinking about his life. He had dreams, big ones, but they always felt far away, like stars in the night. One day, an old friend asked him a simple question. "What exactly do you want?" The man paused. He had never answered that before, not clearly. He mumbled something about being successful, or making more money. But even as he said it, he knew it wasn't enough. It wasn't clear. That night, he sat down with a notebook. He stared at the blank page for a while. Then he wrote, "I want to open a small bakery where people feel at home. I want to bake bread with love, serve coffee with care, and create a space that brings joy." For the first time, his dream had a shape, a name, a feeling. It wasn't just a wish anymore. It was a goal. That's when everything started to change. What do you want? Most people never stop to ask themselves this question. They chase money. They chase attention. They chase other people's approval. But they don't chase what they truly want, because they've never taken the time to figure it out. Think of your mind like a GPS. It needs a clear destination before it can show you the path. Without a goal, it just spins in circles. Days feel busy but meaningless. You're moving, but not arriving. But when your goal is clear, everything else gets easier. You know where to put your energy. You know which opportunities to say yes to. You know what to walk away from. That's the secret. Clarity creates power. Give your dream a deadline. A goal without a deadline is just a dream floating in space. When you say, "Someday I'll write a book," or "Someday I'll start that business," that someday never comes. But when you say, "By December 1st, I'll finish the first draft of my book," or "By March, I'll launch my first product," your brain gets to work. It starts planning. It starts solving. It starts moving. Deadlines create urgency, and urgency creates action. Just like a fire needs oxygen, your goal needs a time frame. Pick a date. Even if it feels bold. Even if it scares you a little. Especially if it scares you a little. Break it down. Big goals can feel heavy. They can feel far away. But that's only because we look at the whole mountain instead of the next step. Take the man from the small town. He didn't open his bakery overnight. He started by waking up early every morning to practice baking. He learned about business during his lunch breaks. He saved money by cutting unnecessary spending. He asked local shop owners for advice. He made a plan. One small step. Every single day. It didn't feel flashy. It didn't feel fast. But one day, that tiny path led to the front door of his very own bakery, with warm bread in the oven and happy customers at the table. Small steps, done daily, become unstoppable progress. See it before you reach it. Every morning. That man would see his bakery in his mind before it ever existed in real life. He pictured the smell of fresh bread. He saw the smiles on his customers' faces. He imagined the feeling of unlocking his doors each morning. Why? Because your brain moves toward what it focuses on. This is not magic. It's science. The more clearly you imagine your success, the more your brain looks for ways to create it. It starts noticing new paths. It builds new habits. It expects the outcome. This is what Napoleon Hill meant when he said, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." So visualize your goal. Feel it. Taste it. Believe in it, even before you can touch it. Your future is already waiting. You just have to meet it halfway. Your turn now. It's your moment. Ask yourself, what exactly do I want? Not what others want for you. Not what the world tells you to want. But what you truly desire. Then write it down, clearly. Add a deadline. Break it into small steps. Visualize it every morning. And take action, even if it's tiny. You don't need to see the whole staircase. You just need to take the first step. So go ahead. Dream boldly. Speak your goal out loud. Then begin. Because when your goal is clear, your power becomes real. Let me know when you're ready for part 5. Part 5. The Power of Persistence. Keep going no matter what. There was once a young woman named Lily who dreamed of becoming a writer. Every morning before work, she sat at her kitchen table and wrote for 1 hour. Her words weren't always perfect. Some days, the pages felt messy. Some days, she wanted to quit, but she kept writing, week after week, month after month. She sent her stories to magazines. Most of them never replied. Some sent rejection letters. Others said, "You're not quite what we're looking for." It hurt, but she kept writing. One day, a small magazine published her short story. Just 1 page. Just a few hundred words. But that moment changed everything. Not because it made her famous, but because it proved that her efforts were not wasted. That's the secret of persistence. It rewards the people who refuse to quit. Quitting is easy. That's why most people do it. Anyone can start something. Start a diet. Start a book. Start a business. Start a dream. But most people give up the moment it gets hard. The first failure. The first sign that it's not happening fast enough. They say, "Maybe this just isn't for me." Or, "Maybe I'm not good enough." Or, "Maybe I'll try something easier." And so they walk away, not because they lack talent, but because they lack persistence. If you want to be different, if you want to finish what you start, you must make this your motto. I don't stop when I'm tired. I stop when I'm done. The story behind every success, behind every great story you admire, is a moment of failure that almost ended it. Walt Disney was told he lacked imagination. Oprah was told she was unfit for TV. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers. If they had stopped when it got hard, we would never know their names. But they didn't stop. They kept knocking, kept trying, kept believing. Not because it was easy, but because they were committed. Success doesn't come to the most talented. It comes to the most determined. Fail forward. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the path. Think about a baby learning to walk. They fall. A lot. But each time they stand up again, they get a little stronger, a little steadier, a little braver. Adults forget this. We fear failure instead of using it. But if you can learn from every mistake, every delay, every disappointment, you will grow faster than 99% of people. So if something doesn't work, try again. Change your strategy, but never your goal. Adjust your plan, but never your belief. Let each no fuel you. Let each fall teach you. Because every time you get back up, you prove to yourself, I'm still in the fight. Water the bamboo. There's a story about the Chinese bamboo tree. You plant the seed. You water it every day. But for the first few years, nothing happens. No growth. No sprout. No sign of progress. It would be easy to give up. To stop watering. To walk away. But if you stay faithful, in the 5th year, that bamboo shoots up 80 feet in just a few weeks. Why? Because all those years, it was growing underground. Building roots. Preparing for the burst. Your dreams are the same. You might not see results yet. But if you stay consistent, stay patient, and keep working, one day, it will happen suddenly. And people will call it overnight success. But you'll know the truth. You were planting. You were watering. You were growing. Persistence is a decision, it's not a feeling. If you wait to feel motivated, you'll never last. Some days you won't feel like showing up. Some days you'll feel discouraged. Some days you'll hear a voice in your head saying, "This isn't working." Don't listen. Just show up. Do it anyway. Do it tired. Do it scared. Do it unsure. Why? Because your future is watching you. Every action you take is a vote for the person you're becoming. And the person you're becoming is unstoppable. Your turn. Whatever your goal is, don't stop. Write the book. Launch the business. Lose the weight. Heal the relationship. Build the life you want. Yes, it's hard. But it's harder to live with regret. So choose persistence. Every day. Every setback. Every small win. Because if you keep going, if you don't quit, if you believe even when no one else does, one day you'll look back and say, I'm here because I didn't stop. Let me know when you're ready for part 6, the final part. Part 6. The Power of Faith. Believe before you see it. There was once an old man who planted an orchard. His neighbors laughed. "You'll never live to see those trees bear fruit," they said. But the old man smiled. "I'm not planting them for me," he said. "I'm planting them because I believe they'll grow." Every day, he watered the soil. Every day, he walked among the small saplings. Every day, he pictured the fruit-filled trees, even though all he saw was dirt and sticks. Years later, after the old man had passed, children played in the shade of those trees. Families picked apples and shared laughter beneath the branches. That orchard stood as proof of one thing: faith makes things possible, even before they are visible. You must believe first. You won't always see results right away. You won't always feel like you're making progress. But that's where faith comes in. Napoleon Hill said, "Faith is the head chemist of the mind." When faith is blended with thought, the subconscious picks up the vibration, translates it into spiritual equivalent, and transmits it to infinite intelligence. In simple terms, what you believe creates your reality. If you believe you can succeed, your mind begins to work for you. If you believe you'll fail, your mind begins to work against you. It all starts with belief. Your mind is always listening. If you tell yourself, "I'm not smart enough. I'll never make it. People like me don't win," your mind listens. It believes you. It starts to make those beliefs real. But if you say, "I'm learning every day. I'm getting stronger. My success is already on its way," then your mind starts to look for reasons to prove those thoughts right. So speak life over your dreams. Speak power over your plans. Speak victory over your future. Your words shape your belief, and your belief shapes your world. Decide now. Who do you want to be? The most powerful decision you'll ever make is not what you want to do. It's who you want to become. You can be the person who gives up, or the one who keeps going. The one who complains, or the one who finds solutions. The one who doubts, or the one who believes. Every single day, you are becoming someone. Make sure it's someone you're proud of. Your dream needs you right now. Someone is waiting for the book you haven't written yet. Someone is hoping for the business you've been afraid to launch. Someone is praying for the help only you can give. Your dream is not just about you. It's about the lives you'll touch when you finally believe in yourself. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for perfect timing. Don't wait until you feel ready. You're ready now, because you've decided to believe. Your turn. So what happens next? You wake up tomorrow, and you believe again. You take one more step. You speak one more word of faith. You water your dream like that old man did, knowing the orchard will grow. Because even if you can't see it yet, it's coming. All it takes is faith. Read hard. If this story series moved you, write arrow, like, share, and leave a comment below. Tell us. Sparkles, what was your favorite part? Fire, what dream are you working on? Seedling, what action will you take today? Your words might inspire someone else to keep going. White heavy check mark. Don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories and life-changing lessons. Let's grow together. Let's build a better future. One step, one story, one belief at a time.